Welcome back to the Screen Team. It's a brand new edition of the show right here on KWOC. Glad to have you a part of the show this evening. We're all about movie reviews here. We do all kinds of different movies. We'll do movies from our personal vault. We'll do movies new on DVD. We'll also do brand new movies in theaters. And with us this evening, we've got Matt and we've got Chelsea in the KWOC studio. How are we doing today, guys? You doing all right?
Doing pretty good, yeah.
How's your New Year been so far, guys?
Rainy, wet, no sun, kind of depressing. But, hey, working through it.
Woohoo, 2017.
Yeah. Take it by storm. There we go.
Taken by storm. We're going to be doing some cool movies this evening. And first up is a movie from the early 1990s. It's a movie called Sidekicks, right, guys?
Correct.
Yep.
This is a movie starring the ultimate action star himself, Chuck Norris, right?
Right.
Tell us the basic plot of this story, because I haven't seen the film, but from what I've seen, it looks really cool. We've got this young kid who gets bullied, right?
He daydreams a lot, and therefore he gets picked on because he really gets into his daydreaming to where he actually thinks that like Chuck Norris is there with him. He's never met Chuck Norris. He's never done any of that, but he really gets into it, and kids just think it's funny because he's kind of a dweeb.
Yeah.
So
Are you familiar with that?
I've been known to daydream about Chuck Norris.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he helped you in your...
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Chelsea, who do you daydream about?
We can't say that on the radio.
So Chuck Norris helps the young fellow try to kind of gain his confidence. Does he help him with that?
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to get anything away, but yeah, I mean, when he battles asthma and he comes from like a divorced family, so he looks at Chuck as that center focus of he can accomplish it, and he'll help me accomplish great, and I can be great through Chuck, or with Chuck, I guess.
And Jonathan Brandis' character, he lives in a single household, right? Lives with his dad, and like you said, he gets picked on, he gets bullied, and he's trying to find his way. What is it about this film that you guys like and you wanted to share with us today?
Well, I grew up with the movie, so when I was a little kid, still playing with G.I. Joes and wanting to do the karate stuff, this movie really made me feel like, hey, I mean, I think about being over-the-top action as a kid, and so I could somewhat relate with the kid about, like I said, daydreaming. When you're in school and the teacher's just going on, and you're not paying attention, then when you daydream about stuff, when I was a kid, it was stuff like this. So it spoke to me when I was a kid, and it has action, it has a message and a purpose behind it. It's not just an action junkie film. And of course, it's got Chuck Norris in it, and it's fun to watch him
be awesome.
Yeah.
Chelsea, do you agree?
I do agree. And when we watched the movie, Matthew explained to me the difference with the A-list movies and the B-list movies, and this is definitely a Karate Kid B-list movie. He was telling me that around this time frame all these movies kind of came out and played off of each other. And after he pointed that out to me, I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in more of these B-list movies, because some of what was classified as A-list should probably be a B-list, because I actually really enjoyed this movie. He probably doesn't believe me, but I kind of liked it. I mean, it was dorky and it was old-fashioned, and it's really fun to watch movies that were made back in the 80s or 90s compared to what we have now. And it's, oh my goodness, look at all the action and things like that, and nothing's, we didn't have CGI back then. We didn't have, a whole lot of stunt, thrown in there, computerized. And I'm not sure, Matt, but was all the stunts done on their own, or was there like a stuntman, do you think?
I bet they had a stunt double for Chuck just because they didn't want to pay him and the licensing and insurance and stuff like that. Because, I mean, they wear masks like ninjas in quite a few of the daydreaming sequences, so I imagine he had a stunt double, and I guess the actor probably doesn't know, not Chuck, but the kid doesn't know karate, so he probably had a stunt double, but it was pretty easy. I mean, some of the scenes were just him standing there with a gun shooting with Chuck Norris, so I'm sure that was him.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, I was just curious, with the, at the end, with the tournament,
right?
How much props were used and things like that. So.
Now, that might have actually been the actor with certain camera cuts. How they do that. They just show him kicking, and then they show it up close of a foot making contact. Whether it's his or not, you don't know. But what you were saying about the B-list, about, a Karate Kid. Some kid who is kind of picked on, down on his luck or whatever, meets this strange Asian guy that knows karate and trains him, and he goes to the tournament, and he's the underdog, and voila, he triumphs over evil.
Right.
Same thing with Sidekicks. It was popular in Hollywood at that time, so he was the underdog. He meets this Asian fellow. He trains him, goes to the tournament, and triumphs over evil. So that's what she was talking about the B-list.
This movie is rated PG. Would you consider this movie a family movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I definitely would. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We mentioned a lot of the karate in this film. Is there a lot of cool, when you see a karate film, you want to see a lot of cool karate moves and stuff like that. Is there a lot of cool action in this movie?
Well, if you're thinking cool karate, like kung fu almost,
yeah.
It's not that.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like roundhouse kicks and a few punches and some explosions, but usually it's kind of over the top, almost campy almost. Mm-hmm. So don't go to watch it just because it's got some karate in it.
Yeah.
But it has a few kicks and flips, but that's not the point of the movie. So I don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah, what are you doing? What was that? Were you saying Kia?
Yeah, they sound like a cool car. I don't know. It was just something I learned from the movie.
Yeah.
You just shout words and chop at people.
It makes it stronger. I mean, you could punch as hard as you can, but if you don't say anything, it's not as effective.
That's true.
Juno chop.
Turkey sausage. I mean, that's not even a word. But
my
it hurt her,
arm.
so that makes sense.
So the movie's called Sidekicks, and you guys are both down with it, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, check it out on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review the film The Men Who Stare at Goats. It's coming your way next on KWOC.